So my name's Douglas Westwater, and I work with an organisation called Community Enterprise. Community Enterprise has been around for about 34 years, because I had to check the other day. So I'm the chief executive, so I look after the organisation. We are we've kind of got two arms. So we're a support agency, so we support community groups, social enterprises, third sector groups. We provide free support organisations that either have a really good idea or they're struggling. So it can be positive or it can be challenging, depends, but we provide that free support to help the sector just move along. So we've got about 20 staff, a range of different skills. We've got, someone who's an accountant and a lawyer and a digital specialist and people who do market research and funding, and then we've got a marketing and a branding division. So really all the kind of skills that the third sector needs, we're there to provide some support. We're a national organisation. Our staff are all over the place anyway. So we've actually got rid of our office in Livingston and are moved to a very small admin base. But really, people are really working remotely now. Well, a couple of things. We were commissioned to provide services for them. So we're looking at Sleeping Giant's strategy. So we've been working with them for the last few months with the board and staff, and looking at a sort of strategic future. So we've been providing a bit of support there for Sleeping Giants. But probably the biggest part of our work with Sleeping Giants over the last few months is much more partnership and collaboration. Because as I said, we're operating like a consultancy company providing support. Well, so does Sleeping Giants. So we've been doing joint work. So we worked together initially on the Glenkens Development Trust on their community action plan, and we did a little bit of work together for the south of Scotland on an event. And we have very similar ethos. We're both social enterprises. We think very similarly, so we've got a kind of strong community ethos. So I suppose most of our work recently has been about working together rather than working for each other. I think when Grace and I first met, I think we saw we could work together because of that similar ethos. I think we both as organisations are pretty driven. We're busy. We've got a lot of projects on. We're keen to be involved in things. So that's good. That's been really positive. And I think we have complementary skills. I think certainly Sleeping Giants will be working beyond the south of Scotland. I certainly don't want to put them in that box, not at all. They're very much got a place right across Scotland too, certainly beyond the south of Scotland. But they really are very rooted there, have great relationships, really strong relationships strategically and locally, very trusted organisation, really do a lot of really good work with people. So I think that's been really positive, working with an organisation that's well known and trusted locally, even though that's not, local won't be the whole work. And I suppose finally, we probably have some complementary skills. Just for one example, I know Grace is very involved and very knowledgeable about equalities. Other things too, that's just one example that comes to mind. Very strong on that, very knowledgeable. I don't think we have somebody in our team that's as strong as that. So I think having, it's not just we're the same and because of the same ethos, but actually we complement skills, because I think we have, Rebecca and Grace in particular, although we have some similar skills, I think we have different skills too. So we can really utilise each other on quite a practical basis. So that's been useful. In the work that we've done together, they're very open to, as hopefully we are. So we've listened to each other. They're great listeners. And when we're planning things, it's very open. It's kind of almost a blank sheet of paper. So although Grace and Rebecca and the board too are very knowledgeable and very, they have their own views on things, that flexibility's been good. I suppose the other thing is just to repeat what I said before. I think we're working with somebody that's so passionate about communities and organisations, and is really refreshing. Probably the last wee while, there's very little work that we do ourselves without working with other people, and we find that really rewarding. This has been quite a new relationship for us, so I'm really quite positive about that consortia relationship that we can develop with Sleeping Giants. Because there's sometimes work I see and I think, well, we could do that ourselves. We have the capacity to do it. We have enough staff to do it. But actually it enriches our work to be working with other people. And it's really been myself that's got to know Sleeping Giants. But as I was mentioned to them, I think I'm quite keen that they're starting to get to know some of our other development staff. For us, it's that having a strong partner to collaborate with is really good, and bringing those different skills. So yeah, that's been really good. Partly thematic, but partly geographical. I think having somebody that doesn't only work in the south of Scotland but is based there has been really good. Just for me, it's really probably the last year we've got to know them, and it takes a while for appropriate tenders to come up and bits of work that might happen. And yeah, I'm really positive about it. I think we work with a number of people across Scotland, but we always get to the point where we have trusted relationships. We don't work with just anybody, and I think it's been really good to get to know an organisation with very similar ethos and way of working to ourselves. And it's easy, any of the small bits we have done so far, it's just been easy. It's not been a problem. We've not fallen out. It's been good. So that's why not carry on. Yeah. So we'd be absolutely up for carrying on working together. To answer your question, yes, we would recommend a man. We have done recently. So yeah, absolutely. And probably it's because of that integrity, but their practical skills. This is about organisational development, and I know Grace in particular has really good skills there, getting into the guts of an organisation, helping them to think through their strategy. So I think that would be very valuable to this client.